Hi Drywave friends, I'm gonna wait for a few of you to jump on. My name is Hannah. It is Wednesday. It is the weekly Wednesday peer empowerment show. I'm here to share my nuggets of wisdom with everybody. Or you can share yours with me. That's probably how it's gonna go. The light is always terrible in here. Julie's on. Hi Julie, how are you? Oh my goodness, Catherine Carroll. Okay, I have to tell you that your discipline with your workouts in the morning is literally what keeps me going, honestly. Okay, I need some notifications to say that. Okay, we're live. I'm going to share into my group. So this is the deal. If you have a personal Facebook page, please share on your personal Facebook page. If you have groups that you are part of, please share this into your groups, okay? Sober moms, sober sisters, sober families, whatever. Share now public. I'm going to do that. And then I'm also going to share it into some groups, okay? The reason we share is the stuff that we do here, you guys, is like really important. It's really, really, really worthwhile. And it is something that we're passionate about, and you don't keep stuff by keeping it to yourself. You keep what you get by sharing it with others, right? We keep our sobriety, we keep our mental health by sharing that. Janessa's on, hey, Caroline's on, Kath is on, good old Chris is on, hi Chris. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be good. Okay, so please share. I'm gonna start sharing in some of my groups right now. Okay, and post, and then I'm going to share to 3 different groups. If you guys have different groups to share it to, I also like to see the love hearts. You know me, I like a little bit of love. So if you want to send those hearts flying for me while I share this to some groups. Okay, let's do this group. Okay, and then I'm going to do one more. Where else do I usually share it? So I've done Sober Sisters, I've done that one. Janessa can do Sober Mum for me. Oh, whoops. Okay, yeah, share everywhere, okay? Because getting it out there is what the whole point of what we do here at Drywave, okay? So Drywave sucks, so I put socks on. I missed this conversation. Julie, this is your first time on? Amazing. Okay, we are a really friendly bunch. We talk about a whole bunch of different stuff. It's really fun. And some of it is emotional, and some of it is funny, and usually they end up taking the mick out of me at some point throughout this show. So what we do here at Drywave is Mondays, you see Jed, okay? And Jed is our urban philosopher. Jed will get you thinking about stuff that you haven't ever thought about before, okay? And like he'll kind of share some ideas on philosophy and the way things are, and get you just to kind of open and expand your mind a bit. Mind is like a parachute. It only works best when it's open, okay? See what I did there? That's something I learned this week and I love it. Wednesdays is me. So Wednesdays we will use that open mind of yours, and we're going to delve in about some different topics, okay? And then Fridays, Kirsty does the go-to yoga, which is kind of you know, like calming you down, end of the week, that kind of stuff. Hello, lovely. Hello, Hannah. Hi, Wayne. How are you? Oh my goodness, I feel like I have old friends now. People are sharing. You guys are amazing for sharing. We do not keep it by sharing. We do keep it by sharing. We do not keep it by keeping it to ourselves. Ben does his amazing shows. So he does Tuesdays. He does his kind of deep dig, the Drywave show with Will Power. And then Sundays, they do their music show. It's like recovery dance party every Sunday night, which is amazing. Wednesdays, we dig deep. We do dig a little bit deep. We do. And you know what? Thank you for sharing, girls. You know what? Today is a deep dig. And I'm just going to be completely straight with you because this week is it's been a difficult week, not in the same way that last week was a difficult week. This week, we lost a friend, and we lost a friend to overdose. So it's something I'm going through and something that I'm working through, and I kind of want to share how I'm working through it with you guys. Okay, Cassandra says shared. Hi, Cass. Keith says, I suffer with EUPD and fibro. Wow, okay. Yeah, so there's lots to... Fibromyalgia is the chronic pain one. Yes, someone might know more than me. I'm not the most sciencey of people. This is a really good show. We have lots of people with lots of different mental health issues and, you know, recovery. I'll tell you a little bit about myself for those that are new. Okay, so my name is Hannah. I'm very proudly in recovery. I have been on my recovery journey since 2016, but I have been continuously sober now since March 25th of 2018. So it will be 3 years this month. And even before that, it was very, very sporadic, but completely no use whatsoever in the last 3 years, which is amazing. I believe that recovery is more than just from substance abuse and from addictions. I believe recovery can be from things such as poor mental health, from abuse, from codependency. Recovery can be from system behaviors and addictions, you know, screen addictions, gambling addictions, sex addictions, just being addicted to a poor lifestyle and poor relationships, right? So in my mind, recovery is the ultimate form of self-care. And it is so much more than self-care. It's about your self-worth and about maybe moving away. Hi, Jess. And about, oh, and Jen is on too. Okay, everyone's coming up now. Pete is on. I personally believe that the ultimate form of self-care is to place the same value on you that your creator places on you, okay? Now, I am not going to go down any kind of religious route. You can say God, you can say the universe, you can say energy, you can say the source, you can say Mother Nature, whatever your choice of noun is. But I'm telling you this right now, your creator puts a huge value on you, on your worth, okay? And I want every single person to feel empowered to live and stand in their worth. Right? And that's kind of the point of this show. Okay, everyone's saying, hey, Hannah, first time watching. Hi, Hannah, friend named twin. I love everyone called Hannah. It's just a thing. Maybe it serves my ego. What do you think? Oh, golly, I did not know I was going to feel like this. I'm so glad. You guys are putting just a big old smile. Gareth is on. Nikki is on. Catherine Carroll, Jessica Porter. I'm fantastic, sweetheart. Good to see you here. Okay. I like to start the day. I'm going to just roll my Valor on because I didn't do that yet. This is like my bravery, you guys. This is what gives me all my bravery. Okay, so today we are going to talk about loss. Because we did lose someone this week. Those that are in my little small community will know that we lost a very, very, very sweet boy to an overdose at some point during the last week. He was found at the weekend. So it is tricky, okay? In an addict's mind, someone in recovery's mind, in someone who is recovering from mental health issues mind, a loss hits us very, very differently to your average person. When you then compound that loss with being someone that perhaps you shared a similar lifestyle with, albeit years ago, you're then hit with that survivor's guilt. Okay, and then you're hit with, well, you've moved away from that person, and why didn't you check back in? Why didn't they come on this journey with you? It hits you with so many different things that we don't think about as a quote unquote normal person. Not that anyone wants to be normal. Hi, Kayla. Kath says so true. Yeah, I just feel like we have a whole bundle more stuff to deal with than your average person when it comes to stuff like this, okay? So we're going to try and pick it apart. I know as well that we are losing people left, right, and center to things like COVID right now, to things like suicide right now, not just to addictions and overdoses, to poor mental health and all sorts of things, okay? We are also dealing with the loss of a grief kind of for a life that we once had, especially with this global pandemic situation, right? So I just want to use the tools that I have tried to use this week and I continue to use for any aspect of loss and grief that you might be suffering. And it can be the end of a relationship. It can be the end of a friendship. There are so many things that this covers that it felt right to talk about it today. I've had a good cry this morning whilst planning this. So let's see how it goes, okay? As always, I am, first of all, going to drink some coffee because I get super hot and dry mouth. Okay, Michelle is on. Catherine Carroll says, this is massive. Thank you for sharing, Hannah. Okay, well, I'm going to try and do it the justice that it deserves. I'm probably going to cry. Let's be realistic. It's going to be one of those, right? Okay. We're going to start with some affirmations. Affirmations for healthy grieving, okay? We're going to plant our feet. 1, 2. I cremated my eldest sis last week from a heart attack and split from an 8 marriage for 7 years. Oh my goodness, Kath, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I hope some of what we talk about today can help, okay? Everybody, please share this. You don't have to be in recovery to experience loss. You don't have to be an ex-addict or a struggling addict to experience loss. We are all experiencing loss right now. Please share. Please share this. We'll do what we can to help people, right? Okay. Please plant your feet on the ground. You need to plant your feet when you are making affirmations. The reason for this is because you want to connect with the universe, because you're putting it out there. By speaking these words out loud, you are putting it out there to the universe, okay? So you guys can shut your eyes if you like. I'm going to read, so my eyes will be open, but my feet are firmly planted. And I want you to bring your shoulders as far down away from your ears as you possibly can, okay? Open up that distance between your neck or your ears. No, your neck and your shoulders, sorry. Okay. Affirmations for healthy grieving. I grieve when, where, and how I want. I take as much time as I need to grieve my loss. I give myself permission to question and ask why. I feel and acknowledge my emotions, whatever they may be. I surround myself with supportive friends and family. And I talk about my loss no matter how many times I need to. I celebrate my loved one's life on holidays, birthdays, special occasions, or whenever I desire. I take care of myself and seek professional help if needed. I give myself permission to live in the present moment, but I open my soul to this experience and I embrace the journey I am on right now. It's just lovely. We got more people jumping on. Jessica shared to 12 groups. Jess, you're a legend. Zoe's on. Hi, lovely Zoe. Tom is on. Dave is on. Susan is on. Okay, so these affirmations, sometimes we get so lost in our loss and in our grief that we forget that what is the number one rule, right? It's to look after yourself. So please acknowledge your emotions. Don't let yourself or anyone else tell you that whatever those emotions are not okay or they're not right. Okay, don't sob yet. We're not there yet. Surround yourself with the right people and you will be able to share these affirmations, right? You will be able to share them and believe in them and speak them out loud. I am going to have to type that one up because it's a really, really grainy picture, so I can't just share the picture. But so just a little bit of backstory. The person that we lost, because it was a community-wide loss, was a very sweet, sweet, sweet boy. I had lost touch. The reason it has hit me very hard is on a couple of reasons. One, because we dated for a little bit. I feel weird saying that because I've been with my husband for so long now. But two, because he was a very good friend of my best friend that I lost. So it's also brought up a lot of that emotion from losing my very best friend in the world 5 years ago. And for it to be so close, almost, I was trying to figure out what day he probably passed away, and it's pretty close date wise, and it just really, it's done a lot with my head. So okay, I'm always crying at stuff. I'm a softie. Yeah, same. So glad to see you on here, hun. Amazing. Yeah, rest in peace, rest in paradise. I like to say rest in eternal paradise. I have a lot of boys up there looking down on me, and it's tough. I found this beautiful poem. It's lovely. It's lovely. Okay, let's go before I cry. Oh, hello, lovely. Oh, my goodness. Jessica and the same. Lots of hugs. Okay. And this is by John Mark Green. Words seem so feeble in moments like these. Life is so precious and death such a thief. The depths of your pain I cannot comprehend, but I'll stand alongside you in the darkness, my friend. Love is a bond that death cannot part, gone from your arms, but still held in your heart. Told you it was emotional. Silly emotions getting the better of me today. Oh, it's just lovely. It's just lovely. And I, honestly, you guys, this show, you probably all feel like my personal therapists every week, because I'm like, but it's to encourage you guys to do the same, right? Wayne, how's your mate? Wayne, how is your friend? It is really sweet. It's really sweet and short and simple and to the point. Jess is like, will you just stop it? Will you just stop it? How do we deal with loss? Okay, so who's heard of this stages of grief thing? Okay, I disagree with the stages of grief on so many levels, because one, as people in recovery, as people that have mental health issues or challenges in emotional aspects of our lives, don't label me with these 5 stages of grief and say that I'm going to go from this to this to this to this and then I'm fixed. Okay? It doesn't work for any other aspect of my life. It doesn't work for normal. I don't think it even works for normal. I keep saying normal like this because I'm not sure anyone's normal, but that doesn't apply to me, right? I some days I'm angry, some days I'm crying, some days I feel stupid for grieving, and some days, so they're all mingled together. And I was very, very lucky enough I'm very blessed to have a best friend. Her name is Mandy, and she actually teaches grief and loss counseling for the Grief Recovery Institute. And I have been very blessed to go through their training twice. Once I grieved for a relationship, and then once I grieved for my addiction. I have never actually done the training based on the loss of a person yet, but it's super interesting. And one of the things you learn quite easy on is giving people those stages of grief, those 1, 2, you'll feel this, then you'll feel this. That's just helping other people feel in control and putting your emotions into a box. It doesn't actually help you any, right? Emotions are the hardest part of our recovery, Jess. I love that you've said that, because our emotions are what we're hiding from when we're using, right? We don't want to feel upset, so we use. We don't want to feel pain, so we use. We don't want to get nervous about something or social anxiety, so that's when we use. Okay. And then pretty soon our addiction has figured it out that if it makes us feel uncomfortable in some way, we're going to use to get rid of that uncomfortable feeling. And it becomes an ongoing cycle. And then pretty soon you're using to celebrate something happy. And then you're using to celebrate something sad or commiserate something sad. So eventually it gets to a point where anything off your baseline of normal requires that you use to deal with it, right? So you could be having the best day of your life and you're like, how can I make this better? Oh, I know, I'm going to go use some drugs. Because looking back now, we know it never made anything better, but we were always looking, or our addiction was always looking for some way to make it better, for some way to convince us that we needed that, right? So you're mourning the loss of someone. You're going to go get messed up out of your face because that's going to make you feel better. It's not. It's just masking those emotions. One of the toughest things we do in recovery is the emotions. Jess, same. Jess says, I used from the age of 12. What are normal emotions, right? Same. I was 13 years old the very first time. Not even the first time I used any drug, but the first time I used my drug of choice, which was, my drug of choice was cocaine. And I felt like I came home. Everything was manageable. Everything was doable. Nothing scared me anymore. It was like I literally came home to a warm hug. And everybody has a different drug of choice. I did lots of other things for a long time, but that was really that was where my addiction was telling me that anything could be made better if I did that, right? So dealing with emotions on the best of times are difficult, right? Really difficult. Bless you. You will have to learn all about yourself and meet the authentic you. Is that to Jess? Yes, I agree. You know what, Jess? The real you. Once you take her hand, that little 12-year-old's hand, and you lead her through to where you are now, and you say, you know what? You don't have to be scared anymore. I've got you. It is so freeing, and it is so beautiful, and it is so empowering. And for you to finally be able to pour that love into yourself, which guaranteed, I don't know you, Jess, but I'm going to tell you right now, you were looking for that love elsewhere, from drugs, probably from people, from all of this stuff. I guarantee you that as you start to pour that love and acceptance into yourself, you will start to cope with these emotions a little bit more. I'm quite openly emotional. I made a deal with you guys like my first week. One, I won't stop until you make me. So even if it's just me plus one person on this show every Wednesday, I'll still keep going, because what I have to don't cry anymore. But what I have to share is important. I am not a professional. I am a peer. Okay? I am a peer. I am one and the same as each and every one of us, right? So I made a promise to myself that I would share openly, and I would be honest with you guys, and I would not try and like put on a smiley face and make things seem better than they are. So that's why we have to have shows like this. Last week I was a bit of a mess over my truck. You know, then this week, God, the universe, whatever you say, decided to throw this loss into my life and really made me realize that when something little happens, like my truck not being done and it being a disaster, I coped less well with that than I've done with this big loss this week, because I've got big guns on board. I've been through a lot. Sam says, lost a friend, my amazing mum and dad and nan in less than a year, 5 years ago. I don't even know what happy it is to be happy again. Sam, can you please reach out to us, because we are always here. Dry Wave, we have a rescue pack. You can send us messages. We can hook you up with some amazing groups. Kath, I always own it. I've done enough crying. My sis says crying heals. You know what? It does. Do you know why? Okay. Oh, Janessa's emotional too. I think these are happy tears of letting go. Okay. Yes. Let's talk about tears. Tears are energy, right? Tears are energy moving through your body and being released. Okay. So that's why sometimes you might feel drawn to put on a movie that you know is going to make you cry. because it allows that energy and those emotions to process through your body. As addicts, as people who have poor mental health, as people who are in unhealthy relationships, we naturally hold those emotions, push them down, and don't let them process. Okay? Let those tears flow. Go outside and scream at the sky and move that emotion through your body. That is what heals you. It is not time. Time does not heal. Distance does not heal. Move those emotions, negative and positive, through your body, okay? You ever notice how much easier it is to let go of a positive emotion than it is to let go of a negative emotion? I cry most when I'm mad, lol, not even sad. It's weird. True, same. I get frustrated. So do you know why it's so easy to let go of a positive emotion? Because you laugh, because you smile, because you say to your friend, hey, guess what's happened to me? This amazing thing has happened. And that's the emotion moving through your body, right? And then sometimes we feel like almost like a hangover, like a come down from that positivity. That's why. Okay, that's why, because we've pushed it through us. We all need to learn that it's just as important to push those negative emotions through us. I don't care how you do it. Just don't do it at someone, okay? Because that's when we get codependent, and don't do it at someone. You need to do it at someone. Go shout at the sky, okay? Put on a movie and cry, okay? Do not take it out on your nearest and dearest, your children, your husbands, your wives, whoever. But get those feelings out. Run until you can't run anymore and then fall down on the ground and sob. Because you know what that does? It pushes the emotions out of you. We cannot keep holding on, negative or positive, to these emotions and not expect it to affect us inside. Okay, it's like a poison. Even the positive ones, if we keep them to ourselves, they're going to go dark real quick. They need the light. They need the air. Okay, I get frustrated with my scattiness. Okay, empty your body, empty your mind of the emotions. Feel them as they come through. Feel them, actually feel them. My friend Mandy, she always watches this in the evening. I always, hang on, I forget how she says it. You need to go down sad street to reach happy town. Anyway, I'm sorry. It doesn't, it's something like that. If she was watching, she would correct me, but she'll watch it tonight and correct me. But you need to feel everything. Janessa says, don't take it out on yourself. Yes. Don't take it out on yourself either. Don't stifle, don't shut it down. It always comes at the wrong time, wrong person, wrong situation. All ears today. Okay. Yeah. Let it out, right? And it's so easy to let it out when it's positive because you just laugh. You laugh or you smile. You call your mom, you call your husband, whatever, and you tell them about your happy thing. Sorry, my coffee is repeating on me. Kath says I can do 10 things at once. That is incredible. I can do 10 things at once poorly. I am one of those people that is jack of all trades, master of none, if I try and do everything at once. Multitasking is the thief of... what is the phrase? Janessa will know. Multitasking is the thief of joy for me. So I can't do it. I cannot do it. I could cry my heart out to Lassie, but if I see a picture of my parents' inside is dead, couldn't even cry at the funeral. I can't make this expand. Couldn't even cry at the funeral. Oh, I'm so sorry. Now, and that is a natural stage of things, right? Because you're not always ready to release those emotions. Kath says it pisses me off and says, what do you mean? Multitasking is the thief of joy. It's a true story. Okay, so if you write down multitasking is the thief of joy, and I tell you to write it 10 times, and you write 10 times multitasking is the thief of joy, or you do M, U, L, T, I, which one is better? When you focus on each line at a time. Multitasking is the thief of joy. Multitasking is the thief of joy. Or you try and like do each of the letters individually, it literally ruins your life. And I learned that through a business kind of coaching thing that I did, that if you just take it one step at a time, one thing at a time, you can actually get more joy from it. I hope I explained that right. Janessa can probably correct me on this if she ever watched that training too. It is a lot easier to remind yourself that there is joy, but it's tough when you're going through a tough time, especially the loss of a person, the loss of a relationship, the loss of so many people going through the loss of jobs right now, the loss of life as we know it, right? Wayne says, I love listening to you. Oh, I love having you here. I feel like I talk nonsense a lot of the time. But I do enjoy it, and I love having you. Okay, I'm going to talk about some things that I've learned over the last few days. Specifically when it comes to grief. I think the first thing for grief, and even on a global level, is in my grief I have changed, right? It is important to remember that every passing, whether it's a person or a loss of a job, or the end of a relationship, or the end of the end of normal, all of that stuff, you just need to remember that in your grief you have changed. Okay, how you've dealt with it. Jamie says focusing on one thing and then trying to bombard yourself with stuff. Yeah, don't do that. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. I say this every week. If you take one thing away from what we've talked about today, I am so happy with that, because that's one more tool in your toolkit, right? So in my grief, I've changed. When you're grieving, it's difficult to remember that you're not the same person now. With this particular person that we lost, I hadn't been in personal contact with him for about 7 years. So I need to remember that also I had changed a great deal, and he had changed a great deal in the last 7 years, right? So there's that big change as well. And you need to use mindsets and affirmations to understand that we're not all the same people. And I feel a little guilty because I'm not there anymore, but I also didn't check back in, right? There's that, right? There's that kind of guilt. I need to remember that I've changed, and that if I had consciously sat down and thought about it, I absolutely would have reached out. And I need to give myself that grace, right? Another thing is that death doesn't break your feelings. It doesn't break the bond of love. It doesn't break the bond of hatred. If you lose someone you don't like, you can still absolutely be affected by their loss, because it still has an impact on you. So please give yourself grace. Don't let anyone tell you, because you don't know anyone too well, or because you're in a different lifestyle to them, or maybe they didn't like you very much, that their death or their passing or your loss, people hate their jobs and still feel suicidal because they lose their jobs, right? So the loss of something and your feelings towards it have no bearing on each other. I learned that this week, and it's been a really powerful thing for me. Jamie says that's what I'm worried about, is bereavement and relapsing. Yeah, we're going to talk about that today. That's one of the things I'm really concerned to talk about. Yes, I'm doing so good. Working on me at the moment. How have you and your family been? Oh God, you guys are just friends, and I love it. I lost a good friend in July who I miss so much. Yes, we do miss our friends. I've accepted I won't be happy again. Sam, don't accept that you won't be happy again. But you know what? It's okay to not be happy right now. That's okay. We certainly don't have to be happy every day. And I would love, if you get chance, Sam, to go back and look at some of my earlier shows about finding happiness and bringing happiness to yourself. I would love it if you got a chance. I see so many new faces. Hi, Marty. Hi, Beverlet. David. Is it Beverly or Beverlet? It's Beverly. You're not going to be able to tell me because I can't hear you. But yeah, how is it pronounced? And David is on as well. Evening, everybody. Sending love. Amazing. So, yeah, if you get a chance, please go back and watch some of those shows, some of those previous shows about finding happiness. We're going to revisit all of these topics. Like there's an infinite amount of things we can talk around each of these kind of topics. My main goal is empowerment. And I just want to take a second right now to explain the difference between empowerment and support. Okay. Support is me holding you up, right? For as long as you need me to, which is great, but it puts a lot of pressure on me and it kind of gives you an easy off, right? And I'm not saying you, anyone in particular, I'm just saying the person that you're trying to help. For me, empowerment is a whole different game. I am not holding someone up. I am not pulling them up by their strings. I am simply saying, hey, these are some tools. I'm going to hand them out to you. Hello, Ben, my darling. I'm going to hand them out to you. I'm going to give you these tools and you are going to build your own supports and stand up on your own. And I'm going to stand right next to you and encourage you and tell you everything you need to hear until you can stand up on your own. I'm not going anywhere, but I'm not going to hold you up. Okay. That to me is the difference between support and empowerment, okay? If you are not feeling happy and you want to go back and you want to look at some of the previous shows we've done, they are all there. Just go back to the Dry Wave page. I can't even keep up with these comments. Oh, everyone's saying hi to Ben. Hi, Ben. Janessa says, thanks, lovely. I don't hear the proud word. I needed to hear it. Hannah, I love that you're loving this. Like I say, friend twin. Name twin, sorry. Friend for life. It's just how I roll. Okay, so, what did I say? In my grief, I've changed. Death does not break the bonds like it doesn't break the emotions. I can hold on to love and let go of grief. Wait, it's so simple. You can hold on to your love for someone, and love, I don't mean romantic love before anyone gets too bent out of shape on stuff like this. You can hold on to the memories. You can hold on to the beautiful attributes of a person, of a job, of an experience. But you can let go of that grief by helping it move through your body, right? And this goes back to cry if you need to cry. Go shout at the sky if that's what you need to do. Call your best friend who understands you're not taking it out on them and be like, I just don't understand it. Because Janessa gets that from me because she's my supporter, right? Today is for healing. Every single day that we work on ourselves, we get one step closer to healing. I don't know if we'll ever be fully healed. I'm not here to try and tell you that you will be, you know, this time next year you'll be a magical reindeer and I don't know where that came from. But like, you know, this magical creature that is perfect. I'm not sure that that's what we want even. But every day we get one step closer to healing, right? Hold on to the love, release the grief. Absolutely. I just love that. Please, please, please focus on your blessings. However small they may feel. Beverly says, I do not cry. I mind divert. I'm a big diverter too. Huge diverter. I'm like one of those lost in Netflix kind of people, or bury myself in work. I do that a lot. I think it's more about accepting than being fully healed from grief. I agree, Catherine Carroll. Thank you, honey. I just saw this in the tribe. Haven't heard of the Dry Wave team. Oh, Sam, jump on and find our page. And Ben, can I tell you right now that Sam's having a tough time? And maybe, Sam, if you go to the Dry Wave page, we can organize getting a rescue pack out to you. Everything does have to come to an end, and this is a really tough one. I don't like to think about it with people, but I thought if we were talking about loss as a general, every job comes to an end. Lots of friendships come to an end. Certainly a lot of relationships come to an end. That doesn't mean it's any easier when that happens, and especially when it's a death, right? We all know when we get puppies and dogs that they're not going to live as long as us. We all know that most people change jobs every 3 to 5 years or sooner, right? So we just need to make sure we are you guys are all talking. You guys all need to make sure that you are not facing that stuff inwards, I guess, is kind of... Sorry, I was reading the comments and I just completely went off my head. Take time. Everything takes time, right? The pain will heal, but not using... Okay, so this is where it gets deep. As people in recovery, we don't want to use, okay? Can I tell you right now that your addiction or your poor mental health behavior or your abusive relationship or whatever is looking for this excuse of a loss or of a grief to use to get you to use again. Your addiction, my addiction hasn't gone anywhere just because I haven't used for 3 years, by the way. It's right there. I hear him. I hear his voice still. It's like a whisper now, but it's still there, 100%. We cannot use these excuses for our addictions and our poor behaviors to feed them and to make them stronger. Okay, I need to check these messages because I feel like I'm losing. Okay, Caroline says, I'm in recovery about now, have been for nearly a month. Cannot forgive myself for not being there for her when I really should have. Finding it hard to come to terms with that, as well as a lot of changes in my life. Okay, Caroline, you have to forgive yourself, okay? Because I tell you, she's forgiven you, right? Wherever, and even people that are still alive or people that have passed on, they found peace. You need to forgive yourself. That's one of the toughest things to do. Coping with shame, coping with self-forgiveness. I did do a show on self-forgiveness a couple of weeks ago. Please go back on the Dry Wave page. Most of them are hashtagged or labeled with what we were talking about that day. Inspiration. Oh, you guys are amazing. Okay, so yeah, you need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive yourself. You have to say, in my grief, I love myself. Because you did the best you possibly could with where you were at that time with the tools that you had available to you then. And yes, if the same thing happened now, you might do different. Because we all know better and do better when we are better. But you did the very best you could back then because that's all you had. You need to come to these shows every week. You are now my new best friend as well because everybody that watches these shows is my best friends. And you guys help me through stuff just as much as I help you through. It all comes back to self-forgiveness. Because if we're not forgiving ourselves, then we are giving power to our addictions or our poor mental health behaviors or our negative and unhealthy emotions, which is all food for the big guy sitting behind us waiting to come back into our lives. And we're not going to let that happen, okay? Okay, this might help actually, because this is another... This is from aimhappy.com. Please go and look at aimhappy.com because it's super cool. I don't know who runs it. I am no affiliate of it, but they have really cool stuff on there. So aimhappy.com. This is another little kind of... I don't know. I don't even know what time we're on here. Oh, we are... I don't even know where these hours go, you guys. Okay. This is a little, I don't know, poem, thoughts. It says, thank you so much. Please add me as I can explain more in private. Okay, just what you need to do, Kath, is you need to message the Dry Wave page. If it's a message specifically for me, just put this is for Hannah and Ben will let me know, okay? Everything through the Dry Wave page, please, because then that way we can plug you into all the resources. Caroline, do come back and watch. Hannah is great. Dry wave is wonderful. That is true. Okay. I am always healing and never alone. Healing is an honor. I have survived something never to be wished on another human being, but still, I know I am not alone in what I know. However isolating my suffering pretends to be, it is a shared experience with countless other souls. I walk this path, healing as I go, knowing that I do not walk alone. I am going to put this one on the page. It is beautiful. It is, nobody is alone, okay? Reach out, send messages. Don't Kath, don't cry. But we're all in this. We're all in this. And some people that come to this every single week have never been addicted to anything more than fast food or a cigarette, right? Some people have just been in really, really messed up relationships, or have had poor mental health issues, or have not had the best upbringing. It is all recovery. You can recover from your childhood. You can recover from being treated badly at school. You can recover from a heroin addiction, and you can recover from just not having the best self-esteem. Okay? We are all in this together. And next week, there's 22 people on here right now, which means 22 of you have stuck with me for this hour. If all 22 of you bring one person next week, that's 44 people. That is 44 people that we bring this message to. Okay? And it's not the same every week. And I'm not always crying. I want you to know that. It's just been a tough week. Okay? Oh, Ben. Marriage proposal for Ben here. Don't worry, I'll definitely be attending this group again. You've helped me a lot in only a short period of time by your words of wisdom. So you will be seeing loads more of me. Caroline, I love that. Okay. Just here to listen and help. Kath is giving kisses, I think, to Ben, not to me. Look at this. Dry wave hookups going on here. Dry wave event says nope. Ben says nope. Kath says I will be back next week. That's amazing. You're not alone. You're never alone. We're here. We do this every week. I'm not going anywhere until you tell me that I'm not allowed to do this anymore. And that has to come from Ben. So I'll be here, basically. Sorry, I'm just reading these comments. Okay. Kath, Ben, oh, I'm so confused. Dry wave events go on. Me and Hannah can be bridesmaids. There you go. Perfect. I would be maid. No, what is it? What's the boss? The boss guy, but girl? I don't know what it's called. Who do I message after the show? I'm in the tribe. Sam, if you're in the tribe, that's amazing. Ben does a show in the tribe every Saturday, I believe. I will, once I got this weekend out of the way. Okay, you guys, tomorrow is my birthday. So tomorrow is my birthday. Maid of honor, that's what it's called. Maid of honor, best man. I would be the best maid then. The best maid? Is that what you say? Matron of honor, maid of honor. I'm crying. Best laugh ever. My laugh? Oh, I get that a lot. People make me laugh. Okay, right. So, it's my birthday tomorrow. So as a result, I'm not around this weekend. In fact, I'm not around very much for the next few days. I am going to be 40, forever 39. Yes. It's made of honor. Okay, cool. I'm going to be 40 tomorrow. Matron, isn't it matron of honor in the UK? Don't we say, oh no, matron of honor is if you're married. Maid of honor is if you're unmarried, I think. So yeah, anyway, back to me. I'm going to be 40 tomorrow. I'm not going to be around a lot the next few days. I guess people have plans for me because that's what happens. It's your mum's birthday tomorrow, Zoe. Happy birthday to your mum. I've never really met birthday twins before, and I've met a couple in this last few months. So this is kind of cool. Happy birthday to your mum, my birthday twin. But I would love to get on Ben's show one Saturday with him when he invites me. He hasn't asked me yet. No, I'm just kidding. He has asked me. I will get on Ben's show with him, and we have some pretty funny conversations in private, so I'm guessing that they would be quite entertaining for you guys in the public forum too. Okay. Wish a happy birthday from me, please. Oh my goodness. Do any of you have any questions? I am going to take a picture of this and leave you with that thought. Healing is an honor. I have survived something never to be wished on another human being, but still I know I am not alone in what I know. However isolating my suffering pretends to be, it is a shared experience with countless other souls. I walk this path, healing as I go, knowing that I do not walk alone. Okay. I said it again, and I will also attach it to the comments. Okay, you guys are amazing, and I love you all a lot, and I'm so grateful to have this to do with you each week. It is by far my favorite part of the week, and I have some pretty amazing parts of my week, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Go back and watch, take notes, write those affirmations down, okay? There's a reason why every single week I start with an affirmation, because that's me speaking those words out loud. So that's doing it for me too, not just for you guys, okay? Naughty 40s, yeah. Oh God, I don't even know. Thank you so much. It's my favorite hour of the week. It's my favorite hour of the week too, by far. By far, 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 far. I love you guys. I cannot wait to speak to you soon. I cannot wait to tell you about my birthday jaunts. And thank you for those love hearts, you little diamonds. Take care, Wayne. Kath, you're fixed 50 next. Don't tell me what happens. I want it to be a surprise. Everybody, I don't care how old you are, this is going to be the best decade of your life. This is going to be the best decade of my life for sure. So, goodbye. I love you all. You're amazing.